Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm making easy base pages in full color with Ginger's Corner. And my last one will be using a sketch from 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. But I'm just going to start with, these are my black and white scraps. I don't have very many of them, which is surprising. So I had cut out the center of that stripe, and I thought that looked really good like that. So this one comes together really quickly. So I'm thinking about what else can I add. I'm going to cut off that bottom. That is such a cute paper there, and this would have been super cute too, but we're doing black and white today, so this is what we're doing. So I am going to turn this one around so the roses are at the bottom when I get it on. I'm going to use this piece of black with this shiny embossing on it as a photo mat. Look how green that is. Oh, so pretty. But not what we're using. This is really pretty too. I really like how this turns out. So this is good. Would make a very elegant page with something on it. So actually, it might actually go really well in my wedding album that I haven't completely finished yet, because my wedding album is black and white, and I snuck in some red, which is really funny because red was not our color. Blue was, but that's okay. So that's the back side. That one is ready and done. Super quick with those 3 pieces of scrap. So I like this stripe. I was feeling the stripes today. So, and then I do have this that I embossed on. That cardstock is stamped and embossed and was left over from a layout. And then this piece, and then I grabbed some cardstock, and that looks pretty good to start with. And then I'm thinking, hey, I have this scrap from a 2019 calendar, because I kept some of those, because why not? And so that's going to be a nice little detail with the notebook kind of edge. And then I'm like, oh, I have this vellum, but I have a different piece of this vellum, so I'm going to use the vellum too. And this will be quite an elegant page as well, or could be if that's what I wanted it to be. And the only thing that dictates layout orientation on this is the way that the words on this vellum are printed. But if that doesn't bother me, depending on what picture goes on here, I totally can like put it any direction, because it's just, I'm not reading any of that text anyway. It's just a visual. I thought that text on the right side here is just a little too short. It felt strange. So I'm just going to cut this in half. This is about 2 inches long, so I'm going to cut one at 1 inch. One's just a little bit longer than that. And then I can flank that on both sides. So I'm going to have a little bit of white showing on the edge. I could have taken it all the way to the edge of the white cardstock, but I really didn't need to. So that goes on. This is going to go on. This paper is going to go on, and then I'm going to have to readjust it, but because I get this on where I wanted on that black piece, but I didn't put the black piece over enough to see there's a little bit of white showing. I'm like, nope, we'll just move it over just a touch. I'm pulling it off of this as well, so I can get this lined up where I want it, so I can get this on here where I want it. That's better. This I'm going to slide underneath. I didn't put adhesive on this side so I could sneak it. And then this tab bit from the calendar. And so then that could be a top, that could be a side. I really wanted to get that hair ish scrap used today, but I did not. I'm going to keep it with this that I had decided to begin with. And that's a photo mat, so you won't see a lot of that busy on that top paper, but it'll be enough to have black and white there. And that one is done. And the last one I'm going to use a sketch. And so this is the sketch from 30 Days of Sketches from A Joyful Scrapper. I had thought about using a different sketch for a second there, but decided nope. And now it's at the top corner and I'm cutting banners. So I used a scrap piece of the vellum. I'm going to use this piece that I have left that I cut off of this black with the embossed on it. And I'm going to piece together this black so it looks like one piece as the long piece. So on the sketch there's 2 banners and then there's 2, 4, 5 photos. I'm going to do photo spots for 3. And then if I wanted the 2 ones could be 2 smaller ones if I need it to be, but not a big deal. And then I'm going to leave the rest for later, embellishing later, because I don't know what's going to go on here at the moment. So I'm going to use this black and white busy pattern and as my photo mats. This will only show like a little bit on the outside, so the photo will probably leave about 1/4 of an inch around, so this will make it not so busy. So it'll actually be a pretty open space layout depending on what I put on for embellishment and title. Deciding if I want them lined up, and I probably do. And then this one I'm going to, so those are 3.5 by 5s, no, 4 by 5. 4.5 by 5s I think is what I cut them at. And then 2.5 by 3.5 I think is the other one. Or 3.5 by 4. I don't know. Something like that. I think it's a 2 by 3-ish. So this one will get a 4 by 5 mat on it, I think what I cut it for. And the other one will get a 2 by 3. With the same amount of edge showing on all of them. So I put that down. I left quite a bit of space there, but then I didn't like how close this was to the edge for this last one. Like, no. So I'm going to move it over a little bit, and I am going to move it down just a little bit more. Still lining it up, but I like that better. And it does have that stacked look that A Joyful Scrapper has on hers. And I did think for a second of adding a 3rd banner. So I'm like, maybe, I don't know. It's not going to fit underneath. Nope, I'm going to decide, nope. Had I thought about it before I glued the vellum down, I probably would have snuck it 100% underneath the vellum, but at this point, no. Okay, and then there is some close-ups here. So you can see that this one could be any orientation based on photo and stuff. Close-up of the tab. And the other side. And then this one too could be any orientation, but I would say like this or with the notebook paper on the bottom, just so it looks balanced. And then this one obviously is probably just going to be this orientation, but could be maybe with it on the bottom. And that is it today. So thank you so much for joining me in June. Come back tomorrow and see what I've put together for my kit. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe, like, and comment. I love it when you do. Thank you so much and have a great day.